There's a great variation in teaching style in Chile and Brazil. You can go into some classrooms with really excellent teachers in Brazil and Chile, and you can go into a lot of classrooms with very, very bad but what's surprising to us is that nobody would come into the classroom and try to correct their teaching style when it was obviously very bad. There's a kind of a rule that the principal's not supposed to come into the classroom in both Chile and Brazil. When we filmed in Cuba, we usually, in many cases, the principal came in and took notes on what the teacher was doing. And many of these were experienced teachers. But that's not usual. But in the first 3 years of teaching, they told us that there were at least 2 visits a week into the classroom by either the principal or assistant principal to observe and work with the teacher afterwards on the teaching. For 3 years that went on, okay? And if teachers, if they don't get it, if they don't improve, and they're told to improve, how to improve, they're fired. And there's a very good supervision system. It's important to have good directors of schools who know about instruction and who have the authority to actually go into a classroom and work with teachers to improve their instruction. And if the teacher doesn't want to improve the instruction, they're not teaching anymore. Very simple. You don't want to work with the system the way the system's supposed to work, you shouldn't be in this field, period. Bye-bye, do something else. In Cuba, when you get down to the classroom, the teacher does not control what goes on in that classroom. The teacher controls what they're told how to control. In other words, they have to teach in a particular way. In Cuba, you go to a school, and on a given day, they're all teaching the same thing, like in the old days in France. In Chile, which is still centralized curriculum-wise, you don't know what they're teaching in the classroom. There's no control over what's actually happening in the classroom. The same in Brazil. No control over what's happening in the classroom. And ultimately, you must have control over what's happening in the classroom. You cannot run a business when you don't know what somebody's doing on the assembly line. I mean, it's impossible. You have to have quality control. The school knows everything about every kid. You can walk into a school and ask the principal, as I did, how many children in the school have computers at home. The principal does not have to guess. The principal just opens a book. Every principal has their book. You open the book and we'll tell you, we have, out of 300 children in the school, we have 40 in Havana, 40 or 50 that have computers at home. Of those children, 10 have internet and 3 have email. They know everything. How many children here have divorced parents? He opens another page, can tell you how many children have divorced parents, how many children have alcoholic parents, etc. They can tell you everything. They know everything about the family and the relationship with the kid, etc. So it is as if they were members, relatives of that family. They know everything about the families. It's regimented in the sense that responsibilities are very clear of each person in the school, and there's someone overseeing. The principal is in charge of the teachers. The principal is responsible for the instructional output of that school. That's a very clear mandate. So just like a manager in a good, well-run company, it's very clear what the tasks are, and it's very, and there's a constant evaluation of those tasks. It works.